Welcome to Best of NWF's NXT Aftershow September 2nd, 2015. This is the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So tonight we were going to get plenty of tag team action, and you know what? We didn't. First up, we have the Ascension making their triumphant return to NXT. You could really tell the crowd was really happy to see them back. I feel like in NXT, the Ascension was really something great, and once they moved up to Raw, they kind of made them a joke. I feel like they could have been the next big tag team on the main roster, and it was interesting to see when they're on the main roster, there's almost no buzz, but they come back to NXT after a lengthy absence, and they were the hottest thing going. So the Ascension actually locks it up with the tag team combination of Rhino and Baron Corbin. Now, I just have to say this real quick. Whenever I see an established tag team, especially the longest reigning NXT tag team champions ever, go against like a Mod Podge team of two people that were enemies and they're the awkward, odd couple of tag teams, I always hate to see the established tag team kind of put them over. As we saw with the Ascension over the past couple years, they work very well together. They have their moveset down, and they just make it look so beautiful in the ring. Kind of funny considering who they are, but they always put on great tag team matches. Now, Rhino, obviously established veteran. You have Baron Corbin, the up-and-comer. They're great as singles competitors, but to see them pick up this victory was kind of sad because I was hoping the Ascension would at least make it a few rounds before they eventually put over maybe the next in line after Blake and Murphy get their rematch for the tag championships. So that match was a quick one. Nothing really special going on there. Next up, we have a women's match. Alexa Bliss trying to exact revenge on Blue Pants. Now, Blue Pants has been a crowd favorite. Like I've said before, you know, she really came out of nowhere, kind of a goofy gimmick. Well, we don't even know she was really employed by NXT when she originally came on. But it's nice to see that she's getting a spot, and also it's nice to see something organic happening and them letting it kind of grow organically. The fans are behind her. She's a nobody. And this is where I think true stars are made. When something happens, and it may have been a joke, but if you watch TakeOver Brooklyn, Blue Pants was one of the hottest superstars on that show, and she's barely wrestled. I don't think she's even won a match. Also, Alexa Bliss, wow, she has come a long way from the tutu-wearing Sparkle Queen. She is really thriving in this heel vixen role, and I'm hoping that she stays with Blake and Murphy a little longer because I think we could see a lot more of this and be entertained by it as well. So in this match, you have Bliss picking up the victory. No shocker there. I think Bliss is definitely more polished than Blue Pants, but I definitely want to see more Blue Pants going forward as well. Next up, probably the most disappointing match of the evening. You have Apollo Cruz versus, I think it was Martin Stone. And, you know, Apollo Cruz comes in much hyped from his indie career. And much like Samoa Joe leading up to the TakeOver match, I'm waiting to see Apollo break out. I'm waiting to see something special. I think we need to get over this. I'm coming to the ring. I'm smiling. I do a couple of cool moves. I think we need to get him in a feud. I think one of the established NXT veterans need to come call him out and say, you know what, this is our turf and you're not going to take anything from me. And I think that would be a nice setup for Apollo Cruz. Apollo Cruz picks up pretty much the squash match victory. And like I said, nothing special there. I didn't see anything that I hadn't seen before from Apollo. So hopefully going forward, like I said, he gets into an actual feud. After this, we have another women's match. You have Eva Marie versus Billie Kay. Now, Billie Kay, I'm pretty sure we've seen her on NXT before. And then we have Eva Marie, which pretty much is getting X-Pac heat at this point. Yes, she might be trying. She might be training really hard, but to even consider her in the same level as like a Bailey or someone else that's been around NXT a while, I think it's kind of a joke. I think, you know, they're kind of doing the Roman Reigns on her, presenting her as the next big thing, and it's failing miserably. This match was very sloppy. It wasn't put together very well. you could see WWE pushing Eva Marie, but you see Billie Kay getting the cheers. It comes down to a pin. From Billie Kay was pinning Eva Marie, and I'm pretty sure it was a 3 count. The ref kind of saved it, saying it was a 2 count. And from that point on in the match, the boos were deafening. Eva Marie goes for a finisher. I'm not sure what she calls it. You know, the one that she uses from Brian Kendrick, but she hits that move barely and gets the victory. But I think they're hurting her career more than ever. They should just make her a flat-out heel. They should, you know, have her tout how beautiful she is and go that route. I think eventually she probably could win the fans over, but trying to present her as the next women's champion is a joke. I know that Corey Graves and Rich Brennan are just doing their job trying to pump her up, but you could tell it's forced. You could tell it's not natural, and I think they're going to, like I said, do a Roman Reigns to her and kind of set her back farther than she already was. After that, we have our next match in the Tag Team Classic. You have Jason Jordan and Chad Gable versus Neville and Solomon Crow. This is another one where you have a Mod Podge tag team on one side, and not that Jason Jordan and Chad Gable are established, but you could tell from their actual amateur wrestling backgrounds, they know how to work as that unit. They're very technical in the ring. And this was a good match. It lasted a while, a lot of great high spots. You could tell the crowd was really happy to see Neville back. I think with all the recent call-ups, maybe NXT is lacking a little star power. So when they see the Ascension or Neville come back, they're definitely excited. Going forward with this match, as I was watching Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, as great as they are in the ring, I just hope they don't end up like this generation's Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, because they're very talented, but at the same time very vanilla. There's no strong personality one way or another. Gable kind of plays up the cocky attitude, but not quite enough. You could be that shoot amateur wrestler, but you got to bring the personality like a Kurt Angle or something else to the table besides just being a great wrestler. And hopefully with them in this tag team tournament, which after seeing this, I think they might be the favorites to win it. Going forward, I hope they just develop their personalities a lot more. You know, Neville and Crow, I mean, obviously Neville's on the main roster, so he doesn't need this victory. And Solomon Crow, he really needs to find his place. I think maybe a good spot for him would be calling out Apollo Cruz. I think maybe Solomon Crow goes heel. You have Apollo Cruz as the babyface and set up a nice little feud for them. Maybe actually have them fight for something instead of just being in these tag matches. This Tag Team Classic, I mean, we're going to have some good wrestling. I'm not really excited as far as the winner goes, because you saw Blake and Murphy with their rematch. You have the Vaudevillains as champions. So I feel like the winner of this tournament, I mean, what do they have really going forward? I'm kind of predicting the Vaudevillains are going to hold this a while. They've definitely put in the work in NXT. So going forward, I guess looking forward to next week. We also saw that Finn Balor and Samoa Joe are going to team up. And it's nice to see Samoa Joe in those backstage segments. And hopefully the younger guys can kind of take note of this. He is so comfortable in front of the microphone. He looks so natural and smooth. It doesn't look produced. Maybe they are telling him what to say, but he says it with such flavor that it just seems natural. And it really shows the difference between the older generation of wrestlers and the new guys. The new guys, I think, need to cut loose a little bit, have your bullet points, and really show that personality, like I said, about Jason Jordan, Chad Gable. So I'm looking forward to next week. Hopefully no more Eva Marie. Hopefully she takes the back burner. And going forward in this tag team tournament, like I said, I'm picking Jason Jordan, Chad Gable to win it all. So for this week, Best of NWF, NXT After Show, we are signing out.